Hello,
I like
everybody.
your intro music.
I
That's
You
told
like
you,
cool.
that?
belly dance. Ooh.
I
I
know. I
love
wanted to get up and do a little shimmy with that. It's like
it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
that
like
could be
eyes a
dangerous.
lot. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moonscarab channel and to another episode of Insomnia Tarot. And we have here with us today Heather, who has been with us during all the shows. And we have a special guest today. We have Shari from Voices of the Swamp. Welcome, Shari. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I've been sitting my butt in this chair in front of a camera since 6 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
Really? What live did you have earlier?
I wasn't actually on air. I was staying
Mhm,
backstage. Arthur and Mel do their Aloha Tuesday, and it
mhm.
was Arthur's turn to host. And he's just can't seem to do the chat and the reading and the talking and all at the same time. So he asked me if I would just come hang backstage and take care of the
Oh,
technical stuff. And I
yep.
said, yeah, no problem.
It,
So
all
Sherry's
right.
got your back.
Yeah, it's very different being a guest than running your own show
Mm-hmm. I
because
think it's
you have
easy.
to be aware of
it
the
is a lot of work.
resolution. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is a
Sherry
lot
and
of
I
work. I
are
mean,
pros now to a degree.
but it's fun. So let's say hi to a few people here. We have
Who's here?
Bora
Hi,
Bora.
Janet.
Hello, Janet. And we have this troublemaker lady, Heather. Hi, Celeste. We
Careful
have
there. She'll get you.
with the sushi. That's Amanda, right?
Amanda. Yes, Mama
Hi,
Sushi.
Amanda. We have
Yeah.
Sherry from Voices of
I
the
love
Swamp.
that new avatar. That's so cool.
Yes, and
Michelle
Sherry,
Marie created that.
we're sending positive vibes to
Yeah.
the speed recovery of your son. If
Seriously.
anyone would like to make a donation for the medical bills of Sherry's son treatment,
Please.
that's the address for GoFundMe. It goes for a good cause. We have
Yes.
Sandy Johnson who
Hi,
donated. Thank
Sandy.
you very much,
Hey,
Sandy.
Sandy.
We have Amanda,
Hi, Amanda.
Tropical
Beautiful.
Hello,
Empress.
Amanda.
Great to see you. And Amanda
I
did
caught
her
her
first
on her
live.
first live the other night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did her first live, and it
Yep.
was amazing.
Mhm.
I
She
I
did
spent
so
3 hours.
good.
Yeah, I spent 3 hours watching the live, and I had to leave a little bit early, but it was so good. Just because I had to wake up like 4 hours later, but I didn't hesitate to stay through because it was so much fun and
I
very
caught it
exciting.
just as she was starting, and I had a whole list of things to do. And I thought, well, I'll
Yep.
sit and catch a few minutes and say hello, and then I'll watch the rest on replay. I
Yeah.
never left the seat. I was there the whole time.
hmm
It
Weren't
was
you
a lot of
cooking or
fun.
Reading from
something?
her too. It's a
Was it
big
you who
thing.
was cooking while the show was going on?
No, not that night. I've done that
Okay.
before, though.
I
Just
do
like
that
I've
too.
sat here and ate before because dinner was ready, and it's like I'm hungry, so you'll have to catch me in between bites.
Yeah. We have Jenny.
Hi,
Hello,
Jenny.
Jenny. Great to see you.
We
Jenny.
haven't
We
seen her
have,
in a while.
Suzanne.
Hi,
Hi,
Suzanne.
Suzanne. And let's see who else we have here. We have Starhawk.
Hey, Starhawk.
I
Good
like
to
that
see you. It's been
name.
a while. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. We have Nerva. Hello, Nerva. Thank you
Nivra.
for being here.
Nivra.
Nivra. We
Nivra.
have our buddy
Jeff.
Jeff.
Hi.
Great to
Hi,
see you,
Jeff.
Jeff. We have Teresa Hadrian.
Hey, Teresa.
Modern Metaphysique. Love that
Hi
name.
there.
Love that.
Metaphysique. Beautiful. Joseph. Great to see you,
Hey,
Joseph.
Joseph.
Thank you
Hi,
for being
Joseph.
here. We have Joyce Luther Williams.
Hi, Joyce.
Great to see you. We have Heavenly Blessed Honey.
That's Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Sonia. I didn't know that was her name.
Yep, she changed it. From Sonia. That's Sonia Pignola. She changed it to Blessed Honey.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes. No,
Well,
Sonia.
ding, ding, ding. I feel like an idiot.
No, so do I. We have Andrea. Hello, Andrea. Great seeing you. We
Hi,
have
Andrea.
Hi,
amazing
Ange.
Hi,
Ange.
Ange.
Hello.
Lots of love to Ange. She lost her grandma today, everybody. So we can all send lots of
Oh,
love
I'm
to
so
Ange.
sorry,
Sorry to
Ange.
hear that. Yeah.
Hello,
Sending
Rose
you
Blue.
blessings and strength
Mhm.
and positive vibes.
Yeah.
Rose
Hey,
Blue,
Rose.
I've been up since 5 a.m. So have I.
Yeah,
I
she's been
went to
busting her
bed
butt working today.
like 1:30. I went to bed. Yeah, I sleep very little, which is not good, but all right. We have Henny. Hello,
Mhm.
Henny. I've been
All
up
these
since
new names.
1988.
I love that. I was
That was so
a
good.
junior, then a senior in high school. No, I was a junior. So yeah,
1988.
1988. I was
Great music.
taking care of a disabled husband and raising a kid
Mm.
and
It
working
takes
full
two to
time.
make a thing go right. That song came
I
right off the
graduated
record.
from, well, in Puerto Rico, like, I think here in the US, graduation from junior high school is the 10th grade, right? Is it?
High school goes to 12th grade. Junior high, it depends on
Junior
what
high.
state. It depends from
Junior
state
high
to state.
used to go up to up to 8th grade, and then you started
8th
high school
Yeah,
in
grade.
you had
9th
9,
grade.
10,
Yeah,
11, 12. Yeah.
they don't have
Yeah.
junior high school here anymore. Now it's middle school,
Yeah. Junior high
and
school
you
in Puerto
go
Rico
from
goes up to 9th grade. And that's when we
okay.
graduated. And then we have 10, 11, and 12 as high school.
Mm.
1988, I graduated from 9th grade.
I graduated from high school in '79.
79. Wow. Lori,
I
we
was
have
born in
Lori.
'61, so I come from a long time ago.
And you're still kicking.
I'm still
We have
kicking.
Annie,
Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Sandy,
Yep.
Marby.
Marby. Hi, Marby. I got to meet Marby when I went to California on the way back, and I
Oh,
stopped
really?
in Dallas, and I met Marby and Aiden. I got to
Oh,
meet
okay.
both of
Louise.
them.
Aiden. Mhm.
We have
Hi,
we have
Louis.
Hi,
Louise with us.
Louise.
Sorry,
And who else? And I think that's it. I think I catched up with everyone.
Yeah, a
Great
lot of
seeing
people
everybody.
tonight.
Yeah.
Great seeing everybody. My backdrop is new. I got inspired by
I
Miss
like it.
Tarot D.
Miss
Miss
Tarot
Tarot.
D made me do it.
Yes, Miss Tarot D made me do it, and I love it because you have here the major arcana. That gives more of a obviously a tarot feel. But
My bed's not made behind me. I'm
yeah,
trying to make
I
sure
was
my
getting
screen
tired
covers
that
it.
the mandala, but we'll see.
Oh, I love that mandala.
I like
I'm
that.
gonna miss that.
Yes. So we're just gonna chat a little bit, read some cards. So if anyone has a question, please post them. I'm gonna ask you to please post your question with question mark emojis and your question just for clarity to be able to see it easier. All right. So all the readings are for entertainment purposes only, no political, health, legal, or third-party questions. All right. And with that, we will start. If anyone has a question, please post it, and Sherry. So for people who are
Yes.
watching in my channel who is not subscribed to your channel, can you tell us what your channel's about, what content you have, what do you share?
Voices from the Swamp is the name of my channel because I technically live about 3 miles from the largest land-based swamp in the continental U.S., and that's the Atchafalaya Basin and Swamp. It's a huge cypress swamp. It's an 18-mile bridge to cross it, and which gives you an idea of just how damn big it is. I'm down here in Louisiana, down in Cajun country. I was born down here. I've lived on the Gulf Coast my whole life. I've had abilities since I was a child. I just ignored it, kept it locked in the closet until it wouldn't stay in there anymore, and decided, no, it's time. Wake up, here we come. And yeah, boy, it's like getting run over by a marching band. So I started the channel. It'll be 3 years in August that I started my channel, and I started out just very timidly reading tarot cards because I didn't know what I was doing and didn't know how to do it. And Heather remembers she was with me back then.
Yeah, I followed you 2 months later or 3 months in November.
Yeah.
You're the first one to take the plunge, and then all of a sudden we started, following
Yeah, a
suit.
bunch of others all jumped in the same time. So, and I do readings on just about any topic. I mean, some shows are strictly political shows that I'll read. Some shows are strictly personal readings. I do a monthly show with Juno. We talk about doing the destiny cards and the Jinshin Jitsu, which is a form of energy healing, or it's like energy healing. It's technically not that, but it's very similar. That's the best way I can describe it. It works.
Right.
I just know it works. And then starting this past January, I started a new show with a friend of mine, Isaac, who's a professional counselor. And we do a show twice a month on Sunday afternoons called Mastering Mental Wellness. And the whole point of the program is we let the chat pick the topic for the next show. And then we come in on the next show. That's all we talk about is that topic. We, try to give pointers on, how to deal with anxiety or how to deal with the depression or how to deal with, just a multitude of things that we all go through. How to deal with an overload of emotions when you're an empath, that kind of thing. It helps that Isaac is also an intuitive, so he gets it, he understands it from my point of view as well. And we try to have websites and stuff we can put up and show people where they can go for additional help, because we're just given a very kitchen table kind of comb over on whatever the issue is. And then we try to offer alternatives of where to get extra help if somebody feels like they need more than just chit chat. We encourage our chat to really get into the talking with each other and with us. So it's almost like a round table discussion, which has been really nice. I do, I don't know, just a mishmash of everything, just whatever floats my boat, whatever I'm in the mood for. I like to do paranormal stuff, and UFO stuff always interested me. I just don't know a lot about it, but I always thought it was kind of cool. After having seen one for myself, it's like, yeah, okay, I know they're there, but that's about all I know. So I don't remember anything else, if anything else ever happened. But and
then you have the slumber parties too.
And I just started my night owl slumber party, which is every Saturday night at 11 p.m. Central.
Which is 12
and that's just because 12 East Coast, 10 o'clock Pacific. And that's just because Friday and Saturday nights are the only 2 nights of the week I could officially stay up late after my bedtime, because I don't have to get up at a certain time the next day. And I'm a night owl anyway. I'm always wide awake, 11 o'clock, midnight. Find things to do. And one night I thought, well, let's just go live and see if anybody else is awake. And
yes,
I had a room full of people.
I was at that show. What was it, like maybe a month and a half ago, and there was a lot of audience. A lot of audience, and it was fun.
The first couple of times I did it, it was just as a pop-up, just to kind of get a feel for it, and then everybody started in. You got to do this regular, so I decided to go ahead and do it regular. And a couple of weeks went by, and then I set it up, and from the very first show that I started doing late at night, I've had a really good crowd show up. So it was surprising. I was like, why aren't y'all in bed, man? It's late. So we have fun. Some weeks it's doing like rebel cards and the fun cards, as I like to call them, Other weeks we do serious oracle reads and just whatever. It's a kind of anything goes show.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely. So we
And
have more people in. Right now we have
and
32 people in the chat. Go ahead.
and
cool.
Ramon, just
Yeah.
really quick, I'm being notified by email that my mic is low compared to you guys. There's nothing I can do, y'all. I'm at full capacity. I'm on an iPad, so
I
Mhm.
can turn mine down to kind of
I
even it out.
So for me, this is as loud as I'm going to get without yelling at my apartment.
Mm.
So I'll try
I
to
hear
pull.
you
I got
well.
mine a little closer, but
Yeah, I can hear
I
you
don't have a
really
lot.
good. So
Okay, I got an
um,
email saying that
Yeah.
album was very low compared to you two. So just want to let people
Mm.
know.
well, and I had my mic turned up. I forgot about it because when I was on last night, nobody could hear me, which was weird because normally they complain I'm too loud. And so I had cranked it up and I forgot to turn it back down.
Okay. Let's see. So we have some questions. Let's go to some of the questions. First one we have is from Nerva. It says, I would like some insight into the soul contract with my current relationship partner. Is this a karmic?
Ooh.
You mean
So Nivra, I'm going to just kind of read on your energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a third party. I know I don't have a name, but I'm just going to focus on your energy or the energy around. But I don't have permission to tap into
Read
somebody's
them.
energy. So
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
just pull cards and see what we get, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I'm all set, Ramon, if you want
Wow.
me to go.
Huh?
I'm all set.
Okay.
You want me to go?
I'm set, but if you want to start, go ahead.
Oh. So Nivra, I pulled from my healing I couldn't even, my healing heart or healing light oracle deck. And the first card I got is reinventing heart. And it says get to know yourself anew. So at this point, the energy is more about um, really getting to know yourself a little bit better. I know sometimes we hope that other people in our lives, especially an intimate partner, will help us kind of figure out who we are or fill the other half of ourselves or fill us in some way. And so this is just a beautiful, gentle reminder to make sure that within any relationship that you are in, that you fully embrace yourself and make sure that you're constantly being your own genuine and authentic self. I love the reinventing. Madonna was really good at that, wasn't she, Ramon?
She still is.
She still
Kind
is.
of.
So
Yeah.
reinventing, really, just you know, sometimes when we get into relationships, we kind of end up taking maybe the other person's beliefs, whether it's spiritual or political, or we kind of dim our light for things that they may not be interested in. You get the idea, and so making sure that we're constantly rediscovering ourselves, making sure we're being authentic to ourselves. And with the karma, I'm feeling like it's quite possible. I got the patient heart, and it says move forward and grow. So to me, the clock represents time. So this can very well be a karmic relationship. A lot of times, the people that we are very close with in our lives, we've usually known in a past life. And some people don't believe in past lives, but for some of us who do, and I think you do, I'm feeling like there is some sort of connection, most likely, and right now it says just being patient, just being in the moment, and enjoying the moment with this individual and the relationship, and learning to be just present too in the moment, and enjoying the time that you have together. And the last card I have is trusting heart and listen to your inner wisdom. So you may already know the answer, but this card's got a little baby's feet being birthed out of this beautiful flower. So again, another expression of life coming forward. So it's most likely that there is some sort of karma, and just trusting your intuition, trusting your wisdom, and just remember not to let go of who you are, or be afraid to dim your light, or not be who you are, because of any sort of relationship that you might be in, family, friends, intimate, close. Just making sure that you stay true to yourself. And that's what I have. Thank you.
Beautiful. Miss Sherry, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, started out from the animal tarot. I got the Ten of Air, which is the Siberian Husky. And the message on it says the end of a career, project, or relationship that brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about the changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. Now, that was from the tarot. But then I pulled from the Moon Goddess Oracle Focus. And so this is just a reminder. As you can see, the butterfly is over her third eye there, for her to focus intently on what it is Spirit needs her to know. And then I pulled from the 22 archangels. I pulled Faith, Moving Mountains. And it talks about trust in your ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible. And then I ended up with and I'm going to mess up the way this is pronounced, Spessartine Garnet. It's from the Crystal Oracle deck. And this is talking about letting go of any preconceived notions or ideas and open yourself up to what can possibly become. So, I mean, out of 4 cards, one of them was like a warning, like, hold your jets, put on the brakes. Let's see where this is going to take you. But everything else is reminding you to just focus and have faith, and just focus on what you're doing and listen to Spirit, to put your focus into that. If this person is meant for you, then any hesitations that you're feeling will go away. But the fact that you're asking, is this the contract? That means that somewhere inside you're feeling a hesitation. You're feeling something that doesn't seem to slip into that groove quite smoothly. So I would say just take your time, I would do some meditations on it, and really try to get with your guides to find out, is this somebody that's a placeholder, or is this somebody that Spirit is forming both of you to be the partner that the other one needs? Because sometimes we can be ready and the person who's meant for us is not ready yet. We have to wait until they're ready to be in that relationship. Sometimes we have to be with certain people in order to get us ready for the right person that's waiting in the wings, that's meant to be with us. Because I can't go into their energy to know what the other person is feeling. I can only go into your energy, and everything is telling me to tell you to just kind of slow it down and do some really deep discussions with spirit about it, and they will let you know what direction. You'll either start getting really clear messages to go forward, or you'll start getting really clear messages to maybe start backing out. But you're the one that's going to have to interpret what those messages mean. And that's what I got.
Excellent. So I plan to pull 4 cards from different oracles. I'm using tarot, I'm using an oracle, I'm using an elder Futhark deck, and Kipper. I have 5 cards because I had a jumper, so I had included it. So, but the first card, and this is amazing, first card I got is the 6 of Cups. And this is a card about joy, connection, but there is a message here too. You see, there's an exchange. So the question here is, in this relationship, are you the one who is giving and giving, or just receiving? There is a sense here of an exchange. It seems like a positive one, but at the same time, this card is Sun and Scorpio, and the energy of Scorpio is it's a water energy, so it's very emotional. And the invitation here is try to shed light, sunlight on the relationship. I feel that there's a need of clarity. There's a need of a necessity of balance and understanding, right? Like we said, we can read into the energy of the other person, but in this case, it's an invitation to seek clarity in your thoughts related to the relationship that you have. Second card I got is a oracle card, and the message here is divinely guided. And it says, trust the wisdom of the universe and remain open to receive guidance as you journey through life's mystery. We don't know at this moment, right? Or the question yet that you have is that this relationship is a karmic one. What this card is saying is trust on your higher, on the divine realm, on divine guidance, because it might be impossible to know, but trust on the divine guidance to be able to reveal those mysteries. And through the process of your relationship, you'll get to see how the dynamic unfolds. Third card I got for you is New Beginnings. This is actually from a Elder Futhark deck, and it has some phases of the moon. And one of the cards I got was the moon, and this one is called New Beginnings. So, what this card is saying is try to approach your view of this relationship as a new beginning every day, to be able to reveal those mysteries that you have. Soul contract or not, karma or not, just approach your relationship every time with fresh eyes, with positivity, and trust that the universe is guiding you at every step. The fourth card I got, which was from that same deck, is protection. So I feel there is a need here to shield and protect yourself from thoughts, from feelings about possible discomfort that you might be feeling. As I said, the universe is there to guide you. Trust in your divine realm, but approach everything with positivity. And the last card that I got, and it's a positive one, it says great happiness. You know, we can't find our happiness in function of other people. It all starts from within, right? And like Sherry mentioned, if there's any questions about your karmic relationship with this other person, take time to analyze it, and try to find the way in which things that might feel you discomfort or might give discomfort to the other person, try to find the way that you can mend those things to be able to have a better connection. But from what I see in the cards, there is a strong positive relationship, but there's some need for clarity in a lot of different aspects and protection. And this comes from the divine realm, and more than anything from yourself. And that's what I got for you. All right.
Awesome.
Let's see. Next question. We have a question from Lorraine. I will love to know if my abilities are going to continue to grow and what could I do to encourage them? Interesting question.
I'll pull cards, but I have a quick insight. Trust in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Trust in your guides. Trust in yourself, and know that sometimes it takes a little. Sometimes it takes baby steps. But the thing is to start listening. I did a show today with medium Betsy Palmer, and she was teaching about mediumship. And the one thing that she said is that we need to learn to make sure that we're grounded, and that we're centered, and that we're in the right headspace, and emotionally, physically, but we're grounded, and that we have a clear understanding with our guides to ask them specifically what we need their help with. And a lot of what comes to our abilities is not expecting our abilities to come out there, but to know they start from within here. And I just want to share that from my show today with Betsy. Because I'm doing the same thing, Lorraine. Mine are growing. But I'm not rushing it. Little
We're
at
all
a time.
in that path.
Mm-hmm. We're
Oh,
always
yeah.
learning. We never stop. Oh, and I love this first card out for you, Lorraine. Leap of faith. It's like you got to go first. The universe will catch you. So being very clear, concise, and even journaling, because journaling is so important that we make clear to our guides and to our higher self, what it is that we want to develop. Making sure that the time we receive our messages are what's best suited for us, how we want to receive the messages, and really developing a close and beautiful connection with our guides. And right now, your gifts. I'm getting unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So right now, like somebody else in our chat today, they have to do some legwork, spiritual shadow legwork. We can't expect spirit to do everything for us. We have got to put the work in ourselves. And with this here, they're talking about releasing any old, when they say soul patterns, negative self-talk, negative self-belief, whether it's coming from us or from outside of ourselves that we know is not true about ourselves, that might be hindering our progress, our growth. Because if we get scared from what things people say, or if we don't have trust or faith in ourselves, like that first card, we tend to shut down. And how can we develop and grow and connect and create a beautiful relationship with our spirit guides and our higher selves? And with the process of doing that, your next card is, and I love this, it's in Ramna. Where are you being called to journey? So again, journaling, meditating, getting grounded, making sure that you're eating healthy, that you're taking good care of yourself, you're getting plenty of sleep. Because if we're not in the proper state of getting enough sleep, eating right, if we're and especially too, we're if we're drinking too much, like it's not a great idea to really get. I know some people like to get intoxicated or they like to get high when they do readings, and for me personally, that kind of takes us out of control of our bodies, especially spiritually. So if you're just starting out and wanting to connect with your guides and wanting to develop your abilities, It's really good that I'm just hearing clean living as best as possible and just being grounded, having trust and faith in yourself. And as you're doing that and you start meditating and you're getting to those moments of quiet, just listen to where your soul's calling you. Where's your heart calling you? Journal, see what you have to say, what your guides have to say. And at the bottom of the deck, I don't know what spirituality you are. And really, it doesn't matter what religion or spiritual practice. All these masters and goddesses are here to help us. And I got Anna, I got grandmother of Jesus. So, seeding the light, laying foundations, and the divine plan. So, these are beautiful cards, Lorraine. Just got to make sure you have faith in yourself and trust. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself properly. Start listening to where you feel like your intuition, what feels right to you as you start to explore, including healthy boundaries, and and just continue to lay that beautiful foundation. And that's what I have for you, my dear.
Super. All right, Miss Sherry.
All right. Well, I started out with the first card I pulled for you was from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and it's called Blossoming. It says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success, but mark your victories anyway. So as you progress, as your abilities progress, there may be some around you that are jealous. There may be some around you that accuse you of faking it. We all go through that. It's just a matter of somebody being jealous because now suddenly you're having visions where you didn't have visions before. Or now suddenly you're hearing the voices that you didn't hear before. Or you're actually seeing spirit. We all grow with different abilities. And for those of us who come into those abilities later in life, or who just ignored them from our childhood and pretended like they didn't exist, you have to let your spirit guides and your ancestors know not to overwhelm you, but to give you what you need as you can deal with it. When I first opened the door and said, okay, what's there? It was like getting hit by a Mack truck. I literally had to try to slam the door again because it was too much. I went into overload. I couldn't handle it. And I had to turn around and go back and say, okay, one thing at a time. Let me get used to what I'm doing here before you bring in the next one. And so it's really exciting when something new starts happening because I know, okay, that's always been there. I just didn't know it. But now they obviously think I'm ready for it. So now they're showing it to me. The next card I pulled was from the Archangels, and I pulled Azrael, Transcendence. And it talks about you wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Think about that. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your own story. That's very important. Don't let someone else tell your story for you. You tell it yourself in your own words, in your own way. And that helps you find your voice, and it helps strengthen your ability to continue to grow in your abilities. I also pulled for you Petalite, and it just says the ability to detach, to witness, to watch. Part of what we do is learning to watch others, watch other readers, watch other psychics, so that we can maybe pick up some of the steps that they do that seems to plug them right in, that maybe we're having trouble with. But if we watch them, then we'll pick up on little things that they're doing that will help us along our journey. And then the last thing I drew for you was ego, the Siamese cat. It says you may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth, things of that nature, things of an earthly nature that doesn't have anything to do with spirit. Try not to focus on that stuff. Instead, break that chain to get away from the negative thinking, and instead focus on the spiritual around you. That butterfly that just showed up, and you never see butterflies in that particular location before, or many other things. With me, when I moved to my new apartment, I didn't know we had eagles in my state. And suddenly I see eagles now that fly right in front of my apartment. Blew my mind. I was like, I had no clue. When I tried to take pictures of them, they would like shoot straight up in the sky so far I couldn't get it on the camera. Then it took about a week before I realized, okay, it's not meant for me to take a picture of. It's meant just for a message for me. And I had to start digging in deep with my guides to understand what was the importance of this bird that I didn't even know existed in my area. And you just have to open that door and then ask them to show you what you need to know and to give it to you slowly so that you can kind of absorb it before they hit you with the next thing. That's what I had to do. So I hope that helps. But just keep going. Don't doubt yourself. That's the biggest thing. Don't doubt yourself. Especially when something new happens. Just be like, oh wow, now I have visions and I didn't have that before. Or now I hear something and I never heard anything before. Just go with it, you know. You're not crazy. Don't let anybody tell you that. Because a lot of them will, but you're not. You're going to get there. Don't you worry. I feel it. You have a lot of strength in your abilities. You just don't know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll shut up now.
No, that was a
I
great
get going
message.
and I forget to stop.
I mean, you definitely have the ability. There's some work that needs to be done. The first card I pulled is the King of Swords, and swords are associated with the mental level, right? So this is a card that, in light of your question, what it's saying, you're asking, what can you do to encourage them, to encourage your abilities to grow. It comes down to self discipline, to having a structure, a routine, authority, right? But it's authority in this case is authority over your thoughts, over the way you're reasoning, um, how to handle your growth, right? So there's a card to that it's invited you to mental clarity, to try to clear those things in your path that are possibly hindering um, your growth, or what you see could be, it's what's stopping that growth to happen. And in the case of being swords, it's on the mental level. So the invitation from this card is to organize your thoughts, your mind, the way you see yourself, and have a discipline in your path towards growth. Second card I got for you is this oracle card, and it says getting better. And it says growth is a journey, not a destination. Welcome improvements one step at a time. And it's this kind of reminds me of scrying. A lot of people have problems with scrying because they are focused on wanting to see something. And when you're focused in that way, that's the least thing that happens. Don't focus on it's the lack of what you lack. Focus on the expansion, right? um and like in the previous card, it all comes down to mental clarity. It all starts with you. And this connects with the third card, which is the Elder Futhark of Isa. And Isa represents ice, things that are frozen, things that are the lack movement. And this card, the invitation is for introspection. And connected with this other one, it comes down to that too. It's mental clarity, it's insights. Look in yourself. What are those things that are causing, which I feel is doubt in your abilities? You do have abilities. I feel everybody is capable of connecting with the divine realm, of being able to develop their psychic abilities. Some people quicker than other, but at the end we all have that potential. I feel it's part of human nature. We all have spirit, we all have a soul. So there is that thing that tethers us to the divine realm. And the last card from the Kipper is Little Child. And this card is an invitation to go with full confidence in your growth, in your abilities, with the confidence of a child, right? Children are, it's so easy for them to learn languages, to be able to learn how to swim, so many things, because they don't have those doubts that we as adults have, right? Um, I don't know how to swim, and I've said it before, and I I don't know how to swim. No, Heather, I think you're muted. Um, I don't know how to swim, and I think most of it is from fear, right? That doubt that I won't be able to do it, that I'm gonna drown, right? Kids don't have that. They just go with full confidence into whatever they're doing. So that's the invitation of this card. That's the message of the card. Um, Go into and explore your abilities, encourage them with confidence, and clearing any type of doubt, which comes back to this one, to the mental level. And that's what I got for you. All right.
Okay. Wow. I love water. I miss being in water.
Really?
Love being water near, yeah.
And I was born in an island,
I
and
know.
I
That
I
beautiful
don't know how to
water,
swim.
Ramon.
I know I don't like the beach. I don't like
Maybe it's a
rivers.
past life. Maybe he had a drown.
My
Yeah, that's
brother
what
and I both swim like fish.
really no. And I've had dreams, and I had this very vivid dream, and I believe it was from a previous incarnation in which I drowned. You know,
Mhm.
and it's strange because I love everything related with the sea. I love pirates. I don't those stories of navigation from the Middle Ages. I love all that. Nautical motifs, but when it comes to bodies of water, there's something that I have a pool, and I've never dipped my body in that pool. Never. I
Don't
know.
let me slap you,
I would
silly.
be
I
that
mean,
in that pool every day.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get me out.
I mean, it's it's
I'd be all
it's not a pool.
shriveled. Oh, there's
It's
it
not a
could
pool
be
that's
something
part of.
from a past life that you're bringing forward.
It is.
That's
Maybe
I
you
believe it
drowned
is.
or something in a past life, and that's
I
why
believe it
my
is.
mother
And
was terrified of the water. She couldn't go ankle deep before she would just freak out. She was terrified of the water. Yet my brother and I both swim like fish. Both of our kids swim like fish.
no, I'm so jealous of people who can swim. But I guess maybe in my next
I learned the
incarnation.
easy way. The swim teacher threw me in the
Ramon.
pool and said, "Swim or drown."
Face your fears. Jump into the unknown.
There
You
you
can
go.
do it.
That's the message of spirit for me.
I
All
just
right,
looked at the bottom of the deck and it was there. I mean,
there you go.
I couldn't resist.
So there's a message within a message. All right, next question. Heavenly blessed honey. May I get a
Sonia.
message for July? All right. So for the next 3 weeks of July. And we have Tom. Hello, Tom. We have some
Which
more
Hi,
people.
Tom.
Early ritual.
Early ritual came at least
Yeah.
instead of early ritual coming late, he's in the middle. So we're getting better, Tom. We're getting closer.
And he says pool party at Ramon's.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the pool is not part of the structure of the house. It's a gigantic pool that my partner puts together every summer, and every year he says, "Get in the pool, get in the pool," but I don't like the pool.
When I was 7, I think it was, my mother paid for me to take swimming lessons, even though I was already in the water every chance I could get whenever I was around somebody with a pool. And the teacher had a broken arm and couldn't get in the pool with us. And she literally would take, there's like 10 of us in the class, and she threw us one at a time into the pool and said, sink or swim. Yeah, she's like, you'll figure it out real quick. And she had some like teenagers that were in the water with us, so it wasn't like we were really going to drown. But when you think you're going to drown, you learn to swim really fast.
Mm.
Well, Ramon, I have cards
You
for
ready?
Sonia.
All right. So
There I am.
go ahead.
So Sonia, first card. So for talking about summer and swimming, I decided to keep out my healing waters oracle for you. And your first card, isn't this adorable? Actually says, "What are you being called to create? The birth mysteries." So, what are you birthing? What are you trying to bring into creation? I feel like coming into July, there are a lot of wonderful. We just got it started the Lionsgate Energy 7/7, and we just had that amazing new moon with the Sirius Gateway, and so there's a lot of energies that are building up, picking up momentum, and I just love that a lot of us now are really starting to focus on what we want in our life. What are we being called to do, or what, in your case, what you are being called to create? And I just love the rippling of the water, the summertime. We're in Cancer right now, and just really getting in touch with your intuitive side, getting really in touch with your gut, getting in with those watery depths of who you are, especially the divine feminine, all of us, really tapping into that receptive feminine energy. And the next question for you is, with the creation, what are you being called to create? I got beneath the surface. And what is really driving you? What's your true motives? I feel like it, and it also says breaking free. And I just love this cavern. And now this cavern, again, there's that beautiful flow of water. And it's almost like a similar reflection. And she's drawing down and connecting from the her higher self, from the heavens, and pulling that energy into her, and just really connecting with spirit, getting by water this year, really tapping into your intuition. What are your true motives? I feel like, I mean, from the looks of the card, is that you do have things that you want to create, maybe not sure how to do it or why you want to do it, but before you do it, to make sure that you know why, and what is the root, what is the true meaning that are behind this. Because once we know that, and we're not just kind of like willy nilly going into everything, when we journal and we sit with our guides and we meditate and we really get, again, focused and centered, then we can hear our intuition speak to us more, that inner voice. And another beautiful message, and this is great for everybody too, is the practice of gratitude. You got the thank you card. So being sure to make sure that, as you are here we go. As you're developing and creating, and really, and on that other card says breaking free too. So you're going to be releasing a lot of things that no longer serve you. It might be people, emotions, um, maybe past traumas. So we do have a little bit of that dark cavern in there. But just because something's dark does not mean we need to be afraid of it or it's necessarily bad. We're just really getting within ourselves, that beautiful cavern of who we are, going within. And when you come out, that beautiful bright light, and just knowing that gratitude, appreciating what is sustaining you, moving forward. And I was drawn to pull from my witch oracle, which is the woman in total control of herself. And I got this beautiful card called the Empress of Pleasure. And this is all about taking time this summer, especially in this beautiful weather, to go to the park, or you take that beautiful bath, or you go to the pool and you just be in touch with nature, things that make you feel good about yourself. This could be self pleasure, very sensual, sexual self pleasure, or it could be enjoying the sensual feelings of certain fabrics on our bodies, feeling nature like the wind blowing on us, or going outside and smelling the flowers, connecting with beautiful nature, whatever it is that brings us pleasure. This could be creative, artistic. This could be um, anything that is creative, or that brings you joy, that brings you pleasure, whatever that may be. We're all very different, but this is the summer, just really getting into that sultry summer weather, that that beautiful watery aspect of yourself, Cancer season, and I just heard, just dive into yourself. Don't be afraid. Have that faith, and that's what I have for you, my dear. I'm going to mute myself.
My turn. Starting out, I pull the Ten of Air again, the Siberian Husky Dog. So you're looking at July is you've got some changes coming this month, good or bad, but you've got some changes coming. So just be aware, be open to whatever they might be, and just kind of go with the flow of it. And then from there, I pulled the Orange Calcite. And this is talking about, Heather was just talking about pleasure. This talks about the pleasure of birthing something new. Pleasure as in sensuality and sexuality is also included in this. So just be aware and be open to that. There could be maybe a new significant other is going to pop up in your life or something. So just, keep your eyes open and just be aware of it. And then I pulled for you hope. Don't we all have hope when we're contemplating things changing and things going on? And it says authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. Okay, that makes even more sense to me now, because we're starting out with prepare for some changes. And this is telling you, pull all of your parts back into yourself so that you can figure out what your next step is and where you're going next. And then I ended up with, if I can get the card to come out, the long night moon, darkness. And it's talk about entering a time of introversion, a leaner time, or a time to turn inward to plan and strategize. It's time to do shadow work, which will bring big dividends later on. Release what no longer works for you. So all of these cards here that I pulled, they're all talking about the same thing. They're all talking about pull yourself in and do some self-evaluations. Take this month in July and pull it all in. Do some mirror work, do some meditation, do some deep breathing exercises. Go for walks in the park, or, in the woods or on the beach or whatever you're close to. But just use this time for introspection. Use this time to figure out where you are in your life, where you want to go next, because the possibilities are endless. None of these cards are like, beware, nothing like that. They're all speaking on a positive level. But first you have to draw into yourself and give yourself time to kind of piece it all together so that when August hits, boom, you're out the door and going. and nobody will be able to catch up. And that's what I got for you.
Awesome. All right. So I pulled 4 cards for you, and the first card I got is the Two of Cups. And this is a card about balance. It's about relationships, but it's also a card of balance. So this card, what it talks about for July, is an invitation to find balance in whatever time you have left of the month, right? This is balance in a lot of different levels. In the material, more than anything, in the emotional, in the spiritual. It's also a message of creating harmony with your relationships, right? And to nurture all those deep connections you have with people around you. The second card I pulled is an oracle card, and it says no illusions. And it says, stay grounded in truth, embracing reality with clarity and wisdom to navigate life journeys authentically. So again, it's also an invitation to find some balance. And this case is trying to create balance in your emotions, in your connections with people. But it's also saying to try to find balance in being grounded in all your circumstances. Third card I pulled, and this has been a constant message with the other 2 readers that we had. They were talking about fertility, some type of creation. I have Berkana, and Berkana is a card about fertility and growth. So it's an invitation to be creative in different endeavors, but I also feel that it's an invitation to grow in your spiritual capabilities, in trying to find new paths along your circumstances, to open new doors, to be able to move forward, right? And interestingly, the last card I pulled from Kipper is called Long Path. And this symbolizes, it's a journey, but it's both literal. I feel it's literal and, metaphorical. And it's an invitation towards patience and perseverance, So for July, the combination of these cards and this one in particular is suggesting that, you're in a path that might take time to reach, whatever desired outcome that you're trying to find. But it's an invitation to stay committed and focused, even if you feel that the progress is slow. At the end, it's going to take you to a very secure destination. So the invitation here is to find balance, to open yourself to explore new possibilities, and to be patient with the path ahead. And that's what I have for you. All right.
I like that.
So, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Trying to find if there's any more questions.
Somebody had mentioned in the
Someone
chat
said-
that Sheila Edwards had a question, but I couldn't find it. Sheila, if you're still here, maybe you could put it back into the chat, and we could be able to read from it.
No, I can't cross. Heather, someone said that your hair looks beautiful.
I see it on the screen.
I highlighted it.
I saw that. Thank you, my dear. Oh.
Yeah, very beautiful hair.
Your hair looks so your hair always looks nice.
Oh.
But I noticed your roots grow so quick.
I know, Ramon. Thank you.
Like one day your hair is red, and then
too,
next week you have like an inch.
Yeah.
Just wait till you hit my stage and it won't color anymore, and you have no choice but to live with the gray. You learn to embrace it.
Oh yeah, no, it looks great. So we have another question from Starhawk, and it says, "Can you tell me if I'm following the correct path and any insight as to the next direction I should go?" The correct path in what? Right. It's a
Just
blind
like
question, so
who do we just read for? Sometimes when you do a reading and then you move on to the next, it's like the energy's gone, and then you forget about the person. I'm so sorry. Was it Lorraine or somebody was asking about their spiritual path? And again,
hmm
it's you have to feel if it's right for you. We can use cards to kind of give you some insights, but what it comes down to is you feeling if it's right within yourself. You have to be your own inner compass, your own inner guide to start. And then when you're able to get grounded and quiet and centered and you're connecting with your guides and or with Mother Earth or whatever it is that you use to ground yourself and get centered and meditate, that's when we are able to feel what we are being drawn to. That's where we start to experience what that inner call is, and where we feel what paths that we are being drawn to. Um, I'm going to pull cards, but again, I just wanted to share that because I just learned a lot today,
hmm
from you know medium Betsy Palmer, and a lot of us are on this path now, and we just got to learn to really start trusting our own inner compass, our own inner voice. We have to be kind of like our go-to in a way, if that makes sense, to first start to establish that energy of the direction of the pull and where it is that you're going to. Maybe classes, maybe just looking online. Um, just start watching different shows, different divination tools, types of mediumship. Find that what you are drawn to, what you feel pulled to, what you feel is like a natural energy to you. That's what was coming through for me to say. So I'll go ahead now and pull some cards, Starhawk. And I love Starhawk's name because it was in the my early 20s that I came across the Starhawk, the author. She was like one of the main goddess ladies that brought on the goddess movement, the feminism, the goddess rights and the traditions. Very proactive in peace and healing and protecting the earth. She's an activist, and so I'm trying to remember. Dreaming the Dark, was it? It's been so long since I had one of her books, but she has a couple, and I think they're still available. Unfortunately, they're not on the shelves anymore at your local bookstores. The older generation's kind of been left behind, but the initial authors, Starhawk, Margot Adler, DJ Conway, Rian Eisler, a lot of these women that were at the forefront, in the late 60s and 70s and bringing in, goddess worship and spirituality and teaching us about the ancient goddess. These are a lot of incredible women writers. And I know Starhawk is still alive today, so okay, I'll be quiet now. Ramon, sorry. But I just wanted to share, because they were such an important part of my initial introduction into the divine feminine and paganism and Wicca and everything. Um so
You ready? Not yet.
if you want to go
Okay.
ahead, I know I went on a little bit of a spiel there, but I figured that was okay. That you wouldn't mind.
I learned something new about Starhawk.
Well, this is a different Starhawk, but I just, when
Uh
I saw
huh.
her name, it
Yeah.
just took me back to my
hmm
college years, my 20-year-old year. My 20-year-old
I get
self.
it. So, it says if you're following the correct path and any insight as to the next direction. So it doesn't specify if it's a spiritual path or material path. However, the first card I got for you is the Knight of Cups. And as you see, this is a character that is moving forward. Um, However, it's a very emotional journey that you're going through right now, you know. But the Knight of Cups is a character that is a bringer of ideas, is very passionate, um, intelligent, but it could be one that is also easily discouraged. So the invitation here in this card is to be in check at all times with your emotions, and don't let them overpower the best of your intentions, right? Move forward, with all the passion that you have to be able to reach whatever goal is it that you trace for yourself. Second card I pulled is an oracle card, and this one is called Flames of Passion. Very similar also in terms of the message here. And it says, let the flames of your passion light your way, but be mindful of the fires that might ignite in your journey. So, whatever the path that you're going through right now and the directions that you want to go, the message of this card is to be mindful always of the pros and cons of the direction that you're going. There's always a positive and a not so positive side. Just be mindful and navigate through it with wisdom and connection with your spirit guides. A third card I got for you is called Awas, which is an elder Futhart rune. It's the symbol, and this card talks about transformation and renewal. So this path that you're going through right now is going to bring a lot of positivity, transformation, a sense of renewal, a sense of repurpose in all the things that you want to do moving forward. And the fourth card, interestingly, is also one related with the theme here because we saw the Knight, which is about motion, moving forward, um, transformation. We had that with the Elder Futhart Room. We have also with the Oracle card, Flames of Passion, about being passionate with your path. The fourth card from the Kipper is called Change, and you know that there's nothing else to say about this, right? This what it says is there is change in this path that is coming, that is opening your way. Embrace it with wisdom, with care, and always being mindful and trusting your gut first than anything, but also knowing that there is support and guidance through the divine realm. So connect with them for clarity, for support, and and for guidance in those moments that you feel or you don't know in which direction to go. That's what I got for you. Miss Heather, are you ready? Or Sherry?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
All right, we start out with the Knight of Water. This is the frog, and it talks about a deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. So it doesn't necessarily mean something romantic, but you're wanting to know, what path am I going on? Is this the correct path that I'm traveling down? Well, this right here is telling you, keep your eyes open. Don't let the least little thing sweep you off your feet and maybe knock you off your path. Make sure that you're going in a direction that really resonates within you. And we all know when we're doing something and it's not resonating, we'll get that kind of sick of the stomach feeling, or we'll just get a really uncomfortable feeling about something. If that happens, then back off a little bit, say, okay, maybe I need to explore some different avenues here. And then I pulled the carnelian. I love this stone. It's so pretty. This is talking about increased confidence, dignity, poise, self-assurance. Um, this is a crystal that can help you gain those aspects into your personality. Now, I'm not a real big rock or crystal person. I learned basically from, what the book says and what I've been told. I would talk to Heather about that if you're more interested in the crystals and the colors, because she knows a lot about that. It says to allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to be in trust, to be vulnerable enough to learn to trust someone else. But don't just trust anyone. You still have to give due diligence that you're dealing with the right person. And then from there, I pulled hope, authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. I drew this on the last straw, and it came up again this time. Go figure. So evidently, Spirit's trying to tell you, to know the right path to go on, to know that you're going in the right direction. You still got to kind of draw that in. You got to be open. You got to be aware, but at the same time, you got to be aware of yourself and what you're feeling. And then I pull for you waxing crescent moon, nourishment. And it says, choose to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Feed your values. Pay attention to your health. But it's very important to know what our values are, what we believe in, what we feel is right, what we feel is wrong, and then hold to that. Just because something new and shiny shows up doesn't mean you chuck your values out the door. That's just going to get you in trouble. Hold tight to what your belief system is. Now, that's not to say that there may be times that you need to kind of maybe adjust that belief system just a little bit. Maybe it's not exactly fitting real smoothly next to each other, whatever it is that you're doing or believing in or wanting to believe in. So take your time. Let your emotions be aware of what's happening, but don't let them take charge. Because now's not the time to just, whatever happens, happens. You want to know if you're on the correct path. You want to know if there's any insight. You have to allow your emotions to be part of that, but more importantly, you have to pull it in. You have to do some internal work. Get a journal, just a regular notebook of work or whatever, and start journaling every day. Maybe a couple of sentences if you're not used to journaling, and build from there, and to kind of help you focus exactly what you want to accomplish as you go down your path, and are you on the right path? That will help you determine that very well if you're journaling it, if you're writing it down, because then 6 months later you can go back and see, oh yeah, it took me from here to here to here. Each step will bring you closer to what the ultimate goal is. So be careful. Don't let your emotions take over. At the same time, they're vitally important to the decisions you're going to make. But keep moving forward and just, again, do some of that internal work to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. You don't want to head east if you're supposed to go west. Okay. So that's all part of that. Bringing it home to yourself, learning how to focus. That's what I got for you.
Excellent. And Miss Heather.
Are you ready to give the reading? Are you ready to give the reading?
There's that beautiful baby.
All right.
There's that beautiful baby.
You'll be a good boy. So, Starhawk, Interesting card, sweetheart. So the first card I got is called Breath of the Cosmos. And it says, My will to thy will, and micromanaging the universe. So this is about a beautiful give and take, not trying to control the universe in the way of over expectations. Like, no, the universe is supposed to do this. No, the universe is supposed. This is a relationship between you and the universe, the cosmos. My will to thy will, and so this is a beautiful um, reciprocity of her breathing in, being of the universe, and exhaling and creating the universe. So instead of you trying to be in control of the universe and of what you think your path is or your abilities. It's just basically a card saying allowed to let go and just breathe and be a part and be one with the universe instead of trying to control it so much. Let things naturally happen on its own. And I wanted to pull a clarifier for that. So I pulled from my Mystic Palette Tarot. And I got this beautiful Six of Pentacles. And in this one here, it's about the beautiful birds guiding her. See, these are her beautiful gifts, and there's a nest full of gifts. So this is, again, another card about reciprocity, giving and receiving. And so, again, that just emphasizes or clarifies the card or reinstates that what gifts you bring to the nest, there's also going to be gifts the nest can give to you. And for me, the bird, the wings, the messenger, messages from spirit. I don't know if you have or if you're drawn to um, bird or bird medicine or energy, but there's birds around here, and for me, it feels very strong. Like there's messages, whether with feathers or with certain songs that you hear. So, just a second, we're gonna say goodnight now. Bye. All right. So, but yeah, with the birds, messages, wings, carrying flight. Again, being in that mutual bond, that mutual beautiful connection with the universe. This is one of my favorite cards from this deck. I just absolutely love that deck. And I wanted to pull another one to go with that. What did I get? I got the High Priestess. So again, there is that intuition. You know which way when you're able to stop micromanaging the universe and you bring what you have to the nest, to the universe, to the to sorry, Sherry dear, would you be able to mute, sweetheart,
Yep,
the
I
shuffling
can do.
and the yeah, honey, thank you. I'm sorry. Um, so again, her bringing her gifts and the nest being the birds bringing her there. So again, it's showing her that there is a give and take, that there is abundance. You give, you receive, and there's no fear of not having enough or not being on the right path. And again, that beautiful high priestess, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. It is all there within yourself and your connection to your guides. And the other two cards that I pulled from that deck, I'm using my star seeds for you, is earth pulsing. So the pulse of Mother Earth. So the card also says to slow down and time in nature. So moving forward, slowing down and not rushing everything, letting things happen naturally on their own, making sure you connect with nature. And I just love how this beautiful little body of water was actually formed into a female body. So laying down, connecting again with Mother Earth, being out in nature, like I think Sherry said a little while ago, and just reconnecting with Mother Earth. But slowing down, we're able to get centered, quiet. We're able to breathe deeply. We're able to, and again, hydration is so important. And we're able to clear and cleanse our connection to ourselves and to our higher power. And with all this beautiful last card for you, Starhawk, a new earth. It's happening. Are you on your correct path? You know internally with that high priestess, you know internally that you are no second guessing yourself. This is a great message for everybody. We have to stop second guessing ourselves. We have to trust in ourselves and know that the answers lie within us. And it says, keep holding that vision whatever it is that you want to aspire to, what you want to create or do on your path. Hold that vision, write it down, visualize it, and ask the universe, oh, this is what I want to do, or something better for my highest good. And just have faith moving forward that everything is happening as it should be, and just hold that vision. That's what I have for you, Starhawk. You're muted.
Yes, I just noticed.
You're muted.
Excellent. So we are at 1 hour and 26 minutes. How are you doing with time, Miss Sherry?
I could probably do one more question,
All right.
and then I'm gonna have to hit the sack. I got to get up at 5 a.m.
And you, Heather?
I'm good for at least another question too. Yeah.
Okay.
One or
All
two.
right.
Yeah.
Let's take the next question then. And this one comes from Jamie. Never met my real father. He passed in 2022. I have 2 half siblings. Should I reach out to them or stand back and give them space? I've never met them either.
Well, Jamie, again, this is kind of like a third party ish. So I'm just going to read on the energy around you with your question. And by looking at that, um, maybe give you a little bit of guidance. And again, it's all about how you feel. If the thought scares you or brings you anxiety or worry, then maybe it's time to take a step back until you have more information about them, or you give yourself time to, you know, figure out where these feelings are coming from. Um, but yeah, it's or even simply too, you could always send a very friendly and just say, introduce who you are, and just say if you feel open to meeting or connecting. Let me know. No pressure. It's an open invitation or open letter. You can do that also as well. But I'll go ahead and pull cards.
Yeah, I think that's the direction of the question she's posing. It's her, if she should be the one going out there and reaching out to them. All right, let's see.
Yep, that's her decision.
I'm ready if you want me to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I started out with the 4 of Earth, the squirrel. We all laugh about squirrel. Get your attention, look in another direction. But here, the message it is talking about with this card is it's about be cautious about living your life in the extremes. Not everything is black and white, yes or no, cut and dried. There are shades of gray everywhere. And it's learning to see and understand the differences of the light and the dark around you, so that you can I feel like what it's really trying to tell me here is you're wanting to know, yes or no, should I contact these half brothers, sisters, whatever. About a year after my grandmother passed, we discovered that my mom and her sister discovered that they had another sister that they never knew about. She had been given up for adoption when she was born. And so she was actually the baby. And it took her a long time to reach out to us. And unfortunately, when she finally did and contacted us to meet with us, my grandmother had passed the year before. And she always regretted hesitating, because there were questions she could never get answers for, because nobody knew what those answers were. My grandmother took it to the grave with her. So I would say I would follow what Heather had suggested. And that is simply, maybe send a card or a letter, something where you're just introducing yourself, saying, hey, I just found out that we're family and I had no clue. I'm open to meet and maybe get to know each other if you like. And if you're not open to that, that's okay. Here's how you can reach me if you ever change your mind. And then leave it to them. You could make that initial step, is what I'm feeling like. One of the cards I drew, Jophiel, Archangel Jophiel. It says, trust the unfolding. So that's very strong in make that initial attempt, make that initial handout, reaching out, and just say, hey, guess what? You have a half sister. Now, the rest is going to be up to them if they want to make that contact back and see what can come of it. And whether if you do or you don't, neither decision is wrong. It's just going to be, what are you going to be willing to live with down the road? What if there's a beautiful relationship that's going to form between you and your two half siblings that you may miss out on because you're afraid to reach out? At least make the effort to just say, I'm here. I'm open if you want to meet with me. You just have to trust in what's going to happen for the best. And sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. And the last card I drew for you was the supermoon, attraction. You have the ability, according to this card, to attract good things in your life. Be ready for the opportunity of good things to happen. Try to avoid the extremes. But think of connections greater than yourself. Maybe there's something that they need to know from you that you can give them an answer for. At least make the attempt. Don't live your life in regret down the road because you didn't reach out. If they back off and say, yeah, no thanks, then hey, you did your part. You've got nothing to worry about. You can sleep peacefully at night. You did the best you could. And who's to say they might reach back out and you discover a whole new side of family you didn't even know you had. I don't know from their end because I can't get into their energy without their permission. But at least make the effort, is what I'm saying. Don't hold off, because you might regret it in the long run. Because maybe answers to questions you have will never be able to be answered if one of them pass before you're able to get together, or because you held back. Take the step, make the offer, and then what happens, happens. That's what I got for you.
Excellent. So I pulled 4 cards for you, and the first card is Temperance. And this is a card about balance, about moderation, harmony, and a sense of calm, right? But it's, in light of the question and echoing what Sherry was saying, it's approach it, with wisdom and with care, right? Try to establish first a communication before going full into it, right? So it's all in your hands, right? It's all you have to create, that the balance into the introduction, and be open at the same time too. It might not be the outcome that you're expecting, but keep those two possibilities in there in your mind. um so it's an invitation of being careful in the way you approach the situation. Second card I have, it's called Divine Flow, and it says, let go of attachment to the outcome and let the universe bring gifts, right? um Again, it's message here is, be open to that the possible results of the situation, of this communication, might be one or the other, but trust that the universe is going to be guiding you, and whatever the outcome is, it's for the best. Third card I got is called from the Elder Futhark, and it's called Ansus. And this is about, it says it right there, wisdom and communication. So be wise in your words, in the way you try to approach the situation, um, because that definitely is going to influence in the outcome, right? Fourth card is from the Kipper is Alliance. So this talks about that contact that you're trying to establish. I feel that the outcome is going to be a positive one, and at the end, you're going to be able to establish a connection with, those siblings that you have. But the overall message of the cards here is approach that communication with wisdom, with care, with sensitivity, because you're basically, if you never met them, you know, you're a stranger in a way. Um, just use wisdom and divine guidance to be able to communicate and establish a contact with them effectively, and approach it more than anything with love. That's what I got for you, Heather.
Alrighty, Jamie. So, honey, underlying energy is the five of swords, and the five of swords is like a feeling of betrayal, um, uh, God, a sense of bullying, a sense of defeat. Like there's this like you feel defeated, that you just don't know what to do. Um, I think it looks like this came, of course, out of left field. Um, and I know that there's got to be some feelings with family, because I didn't tap into anybody's energy. But the one card, and that was in my spread, I did get the King of Cups, and for me, I asked my pendulum if this represents like your father in this situation, and I did get a yes. And when I wanted to clarify for him, I did get the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is about cunning, maybe some deception, some thievery. Like, I don't know if there were people involved that were trying to that are involved either side of the family or whatever the energies. I can't really specifically say who, but it just feels like information had been kept. Like um, there was just this information was kept from you. Was maybe his identity or just even his existence, or your siblings were were trying to be you were trying like there was like a deception of their existence, of their being present, of their sorry sweetheart, it's getting late. For me it just feels like somebody was like in the know and trying to intentionally um keep or kind of keep you in the dark. And this card also to me feels like feeling like you didn't get to know your father, and you kind of almost feel like not having him, like a part of your life was taken. You know, you felt like you were robbed. Because the card is about thievery. Maybe you feel like you were robbed of, not knowing him, or not getting to know your siblings. But I'm feeling like there's some sort of sense of betrayal, um, deception, kind of going on with the undercurrents in this situation. Um, I know I keep saying it, but I did get the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is about, a heaviness, a burden. Oh wait, this is the wait a minute, Ten of Swords. I'm sorry, my dear. So the Ten of Swords is basically like the card of where you see in the decks where all the swords are in your back. You feel like you've been stabbed in the back. You feel like you're down. There's nowhere else to go. I mean, he's taken his hat off, and he's about ready to drop it. The swords are kind of going into his swings. So this has been a very painful experience. I can see this, and I'm so sorry, honey, that you got to go through this. It's even possible I may have siblings. I'll never know. Some things that recently come to light. So there is like it just feels like there was a lot of information that was kept from people in the family, caused a lot of pain, caused a lot of sense of betrayal, stolen time, stolen maybe memories, or whatever that kind of energy. The next card I did get for you though, I did get the Four of Swords, and this is about taking time to rest, to think, to just make sure that you are mentally capable of doing this, not just emotionally, but you're rested, your body's rested, you're mentally rested, because we go diving into something really quick and we're not, again, um, centered and grounded, and we don't have our emotions in place, or keeping or having clear thinking. Of course sometimes things can erupt and make things worse. The swords are about communication, too, and just not just thought, but about communication. But the last card I got was promising. I did get the Fool card, and the Fool is about having faith, taking a leap, trusting in the universe. And what I love about this, what stood out to me, is kind of, to me, this almost kind of feels like a little calling card, like maybe just reaching out and saying again, "Hi, I'm. This is who I am. We're related. Would you be open to meeting? Leave that invitation open, allow them to process." Because I did actually have a person in our family that was connected with my mother that I put out there. Would you like to meet? We're family, and the door was closed. They didn't want anything on that particular family member, so it might happen. But still, with this Fool card, it gives me a little bit of hope for you. But just make sure that when you do, and if you do meet them, just make sure that you are in a good place spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to be able to handle whatever kind of um, history or knowledge about family that might come up. And that's what I have for you, my dear. Good luck on that. Ramon, you're muted.
No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
not
you
muted.
were. You
You can
were.
hear me
I caught
clearly right
you.
now.
I
No,
saw the
no.
lips moving. I heard no sound.
I was praying.
Busted.
Yep. Haha.
All right, so we are at 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we have I really apologize. There's a lot of unanswered questions right now, but we have to go. We appreciate very
Lots of other
much.
shows.
Yes, please.
People
I'll
stay
be
tuned.
on tomorrow night with Michelle Marie on Astrological Tarot. We'll be doing questions. So
Yes.
I know that
So
Heather's going to be on. I don't know when soon, but
that was
she's
my
on
next
almost every
question.
day.
Miss Sherry, what do you got going on? What's coming up for you?
Tomorrow I'm going to be on Astrological Tarot with Michelle Marie,
She's awesome.
and yeah, and that's usually several hours. So, but it starts a lot earlier. So I'm not like dropping off on you.
No, for something it's called Insomnia Tarot, right?
Exactly. It's like my slumber party, you know.
Yeah.
First one to go to sleep gets painted with the
Oh,
whipped
no.
cream. Let's see. Thomas Tarot of the Way. Tarot on the Way. How do you say that? He's
Thomas
going to be
Tarot
my
Your Way.
guest. Tarot Your Way. I knew it was something with Tarot and Way. He's going to be my guest Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock Central. So,
Nice.
and then Saturday morning at 11 a.m. my time, Central Time, I've got Helen, Irish Granny Tarot, and Nate the Clairvoyant will be on for another one of our collabs. So we've been trying to get together about once a month, every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on our schedules. So
All right.
looking forward to
So
that. Nate's a lot of fun.
please, yeah. So please, if you're not subscribed to Sherry's channel, please subscribe. Click the notification button,
I'm
the bell.
3 people away from 2,500.
Heather, what do you got going on? What's coming up for you?
Tomorrow I am a guest on Gerald's channel, Tarot Stash, and I'll be at 2 p.m. It's going to be like a little silly casual. We may be like doing a few reads, so that'll be fun.
Those are all fun. Yeah.
I may do a pop up on Thursday, although I have to take a trip out and out of town for a bit that day. Friday at night, I have my show with Allison, my psychic show. Her and I've been having a lot of really interesting discussions. Not
It's
too
a
many
fun
readings.
show.
Not too many readings, but we've been just having a lot of really interesting conversations. We invite the chat to join the conversation.
Long ones too. Last couple shows have been like 3 hours.
No, just one was 4 hours. The rest are usually an hour,
just
hour
4 hours. Just 4 hours.
Just 4 hours.
Just 4 hours.
Just one night we went that long, but last week we were about an hour and a half because she's got herself a new man now. She's and so her time is precious on her Friday nights with him. So, but she hangs out with me, and then when our schedules fit, Jeff and I join up with Tom early ritual, or later ritual, or middle of the show ritual. And we'll do a Saturday. We'll take a topic and we'll do a discussion. Love you, Tom, little bro. And then Sunday I have my poetry with Jeff. And like I said, every now and then I pop up with Nancy. We always do our Divine Feminine on Mondays. So, wherever little ideas come, here and there for shows, and or if I feel like doing a pop up, or when Ramon feels like doing an insomnia, I'm like, sure, okay,
yeah.
So,
super. And tomorrow I'm at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have Jackie from Jackie Crystal Moon in an In Orbit show.
That's going to be
it's going to be a 1 p.m. because she's in Ireland and with the time difference. So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I already have the thumbnail up. Please stop by. Jackie is fantastic. I love her readings. A beautiful energy and beautiful person as well. So everybody, thank you very much for stopping by. Again, I apologize for not being able to answer all the questions, but please stay tuned. We do these shows.
We'll all be on the rest of the week at some time or
Uh-huh.
another. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
just catch us on one show or the other, but we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. All right.
All right.
Good night,
There you go.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
And as always,
Bye, everybody.
blessings to all.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Bye-bye.
Night night.